Hi. Okay. Hello. We are here. Oops. Let's say hi to everybody as we're about to get started. So, before we get going today, gentlemen, um, do you guys have any questions or anything we need to clear before we get started in terms of remembering what happened? Or
Oh, I was hoping you
I'll
would.
do a little recap. Not much happened, but I will do a
We're
small
battling
recap.
we're battling rats in a basement. Took our
Yes.
first job
Yeah. Exactly. So
given to us by
I just mean about
yeah.
rules or about anything. Like, we haven't really talked just game talk, so just if there's anything on that front,
Uh, no, I don't think so.
All right,
I don't think so.
that's easy
I'm
enough.
good.
Chat room is like,
Although,
what did I stumble into? What's this? We're playing D&D. Hello. Hi. That's happening. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the music, the title card, and then I will do a brief introduction to what happened, and then we'll just get going. Sound good?
Sounds good. Oh, wait, I do have one question.
Yeah.
Did because opening up my D&D Beyond sheet, I'm kind of like everything's reset, but I seems to me there was some damage inflicted, and I'm like I'm not sure I recorded. I don't know if we did heals or something.
That I don't know. You should be diligently recording your changes down.
Yeah, that's true. I should be.
Yeah.
Crofton, what did you have?
a rat jumped out in front of me. I wasn't able to
Yeah,
hit
I
any
know you both
rats.
take damage, but you're both somehow at maximum hit points, so I don't know what the deal is.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
took a
think
lot. You
I.
took a rest, didn't you? You burn your hit dice. I,
I.
Guys, I feel like we did because
I
I'm just
didn't.
like I
I
feel like
don't
we
think.
had some damage.
I don't think I got hit. I think that the
No,
you
joke.
both. The joke was you both got bit on the shins.
Oh right, yeah,
well, no,
yeah,
I
that's
killed
right.
all the rats. You didn't. You kept missing them.
Yeah,
I think
that's true.
you got hit, but I think you took some
Yeah.
damage. I think we both took a bit of
Yeah,
damage.
we both got
All
bit
right.
on the shins, right? And
It's
then we.
possible we got we did do a short rest. Is that possible? We did.
Maybe I just saved the.
Yeah. There's no like cap on short resting like there is in the video game, so it's
So
possible.
I guess my only technical question would then be like, if we're doing these D&D sheets, how do you save that stuff? Or you just have
You
to
just change it and
manually?
it saves automatically. You don't have to press save.
Yeah, because I feel like I came back to
But
it and
you
it's
guys
all
rolled.
everything's back at.
You guys rolled hit dice, I think, probably because we were at an exploration phase when we left off. So I'm just looking now to see if you burned your hit dice. Where is hit dice on the sheet? I don't see your hit dice anywhere.
I see the short rest button.
Is this Foundry or?
It's on D&D Beyond, your character sheet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Where are hit?
All right.
Where are the hit points?
Well, the hit points are in the top right.
Oh yeah, 11. I've got 11 of 11.
All right, you
I
guys
feel
aren't
like
that old. Come on.
I feel like we did rest. Did we not rest?
Yes, there was a short rest in there for sure. I don't remember the specific details of how that went down. Let's not worry. Or if I click,
If only there was some audio video transcript of the closing minutes of our last. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
I didn't watch it either.
Last time was episode 0, so we'll just say this is a 1. We'll call it good, and we'll just leave it at that. All right. But
Okay.
you have to mark your hit dice down
Yeah.
if you use them. I think it's there if you use a short rest. All right. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna mute you guys, and I'll bring you in when I'm done my whole spiel. So you won't be able to communicate. But
All right.
you still might be on camera, so don't play video games or something. All right, chat room, episode 1, an unexpected charge. We're gonna get started doing this thing. Let's go. Hmm. Sorry. Still picking me up, eh? All right, that's a little weird. All right. In a realm far from our own was a world divided, a world sundered by ages of magic and destruction. In the third age of this realm, two kingdoms vied for control of its future. In one such place, in the town or city of Red Skull, our heroes Tilton Fowler, known as Flea, and Dasmar Elderstag have begun an adventure. When last we left off, Tilton's father, the Terror, gave them a job to clear the Starshine Bubblery of its rats. All right, welcome to proper episode 1 of Order and Defiance. Here we are playing Dungeons and Dragons again. My name is Bo Schwartz. I'll be the Dungeon Master, and I'm joined by our two our two wonderful players. That would be Michael Hodgins as Dasmer Elderstag and Crofton Steers as Tilton Flea Fowler. Welcome, everyone, to the proper first episode of our little game.
Good to be here.
Hi, guys.
I'm very peckable, Bo.
You're very peckable? Okay, so I should just call you peckable then.
I guess so.
All
Hi,
right.
everyone.
Hi. Okay, so I'm glad we were able to finally get together and do this again. It's great to have you both here, and it's great to play. I did a little bit of an intro at the top. I'm not sure if you guys heard it, but to recap where we left off from last week and a little less pretentious of a manner of speaking, that is, a little less storytelling. Basically, we opened up with Tilton going to visit his buddy Archimedes, that he calls Archie. Not really his buddy, more someone he harasses, a wizard, an older wizard, one might say in retirement and forgotten, that he bothers to teach him magic tricks, to which the Archie kind of refuses, then manipulates him into getting food for him, and then just never really actually ends up teaching him. So Tilton goes back to the Toad and Whistle, which used to be known as the Crooked Smile, where his family runs the inn, as well as a thieves guild secretly in that from that location. In Grinner's Row, an impoverished and rundown area of Red Skull, the metropolis of Red Skull. There, his mother, he asks for his mother. He tries to steal a loaf of bread. His father, of course, catches him, tells him to smarten up, and gives him a job to go and earn some money for a gold piece, or for 2 gold pieces. He gets one, and Dasmer and Tilton can split the one, although I'm getting ahead of myself a bit because Dasmer shows up having wandered into town, goes back to a familiar place, the Toad and Whistle, and Tilton and Dasmer reunite after a decade or more of not seeing one another since they were kids. Dasmer is affable and agrees to help Tilton with his little job of killing rats in the basement of the Starshine Bubblery, which is just around the corner from the Toad and Whistle, and is a business of adult entertainments, of men and women of the evening, providing entertainments for their clients. They meet a Minotaur who seems to at least be in charge in the place. Minotaur that has no name, but that works in the Starshine Bubblery. Tilton attempts to make a negotiation out of it, but Dasmer kind of messes that up by being quite straightforward, and the job is for the 2 gold pieces as agreed upon. They go into the basement and they begin their hunt for rats. And they, killed some. They killed most of the rats they came across. But when we last left them, they found a secret passage into a hidden area of the Starshine Bubblery basement. And that's where we were when you opened up that trap, Tilton. A giant rat sprung out. So we're immediately back into combat as the rat just jumps straight out at your face. Let's get some initiative rolls, please. Do you guys remember how to roll?
Is it a D20?
Yeah, it's a D20, and you should
Plus
have an
your
initiative
initiative.
score on your character sheets. Yeah.
Oh man, starts nice. So I rolled the 19 plus. Where is it?
I've got a 15.
Got a 15. I've done so much to prep today, I forgot to get a pen.
Where's the
It's next
initiative?
to your armor
Oh,
class.
Right. Gotcha. So I got 22. Sweet.
Good initiative roll.
Do you think I should do a voice?
Wow,
This is quite the time
en crise.
Quite the time to ask. We've only been prepping for an hour. You're like, hey guys.
I'm just saying.
You
Can I
had
get some
you
perform-
had,
can I get some
you had
performance?
5 weeks to think about this. You're like, is now the best time?
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, you should. I think you should have fun.
Yeah, if it feels
All
good.
right. What was
do
your
it.
initiative roll, Tilton?
22.
22. Is that your voice? All right, I've got to get all my pens because I don't know which one works.
Well,
It's always the way with pens.
Yeah. All right. Oh, that one's completely busted. I'm on pen 4 now.
I can't remember the last time I
22.
used a pen.
Dasmer?
Oh, I can actually.
Dasmer.
15.
15 for Dasmer. Okay.
So as good as 22.
That is true.
My chair's sliding. I need a second. All right.
He's gotten some RL technical problems.
Yeah, and I need to
Chair
find
slide.
my giant rat stat sheet, which I don't have open.
Chat room, I will take advantage of this time to note that the video quality that you're experiencing may not be optimal for me, and that is because I am using the camera on my phone to record this, and I promise that next time or thereabouts I will have a much more impressive audio video selection.
They were all wondering that for sure.
Or you could do that thing they did for the old Starlets. Just smear some Vaseline on the lens. Make you look all
What?
Sorry, what was your roll, Dasmer?
15.
15.
Why
Okay.
does your solution always involve smearing Vaseline on things?
Okay, perfect. So we are in a combat. The rat. Okay. So you'll be first, Tilton. The giant rat will be second, and Dasmer will be third in the turn order. All right, and so away we go, Tilton. Let's see your. Let's see
Okay.
your turn. Do you remember how the turns work?
Well, I think so. So first off, I would like it noted that I scream with a very high pitch when the rat jumps out in front of me because I'm in the front. I do not expect said rat. I will save your ears from that scream, but just note that I screamed in a very high, maybe not brave type of way. And I'm the rat's right in front of me, so I'm going to take a shot at the rat with my short sword.
Okay. Yeah, remember,
So-
you can look up what the roll that you add to it from your character sheet.
Right. So it would be it's plus dexterity.
So let's look at your character sheet. Man, it's been 5 weeks is a long time, I guess.
41 days.
Look,
It says 41 days.
Plus 5. So listen, go to your character sheet. Look at your
Yeah.
actions. You've got short sword, right? You're making a melee
Yes.
attack. You get plus 5 to it. Do you know how it figures out that you get plus 5?
Because it's a plus 5 dex modifier? Or
Nope. So if you look at your dexterity, it's 16, which gives you a plus 3 modifier. Where's the
Okay.
remaining plus 2 come from?
Like I'm in high school.
Yeah, well, you can study this before we start the show, or you can learn and be embarrassed on the show by the DM.
Your
Choose-
proficiency bonus?
Yep, you nailed it. You are proficient with certain weapons, one of them being a short sword, so you get +5 to your roll. It's your dex. Because
Plus my
it's a
proficiency.
finesse weapon. Not all weapons you can add your dex. It has to be a finesse weapon like a dagger or short sword. So
Okay.
you add your dex +3, and you add your proficiency +2. This is an educational show as much as it is anything else.
So I rolled a 19 again. So 19 plus, so 24.
Okay, perfect. Just as a side note, you'll see I have updated your tokens
Yeah,
so
I
that
noticed.
they look like what they're supposed to look like. All right.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, excellent. So you rolled a 19, so that means you hit the giant rat with
Yes!
your short sword.
I screeched and then hit.
Mm-hmm. So now you need to roll damage, correct?
Yes, roll
Yeah.
damage.
Let's roll some
Okay.
damage.
So for a short sword, what's my damage roll? Where does it?
It'll say like next to it, it'll be like 1d6 plus something.
I think I'm in the wrong thing.
So
I'm in
are-
just a
are you
straight
in-
up character sheet.
Yep.
Yeah, but should be on
Bottom
make
right,
sure you have action
actions.
selection, and then it's like attack.
Gonna put this full
Although
screen.
you don't need your character sheet per se if you know what the damage is. But let's use
Okay.
your character sheet. So bottom right, where you have a tab that says actions, inventory, features, description, notes, extra, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So under actions, you got all checked probably.
So yeah, so click attack. Right. Yeah.
So
I got
don't-
it.
Yeah. So you see your short sword has 5 feet of reach.
Yeah.
Uh,
1d6 plus
five.
3.
There you go. Do you know why you have a
One-
+3 to the 1d6 is the short sword damage? Why the +3?
It's the dex.
Yep, you add your dex modifier to the damage. Very
Okay.
good.
Okay.
All right,
okay,
great.
I got it. I'm catching up. I'm catching up. All right. So 1d6. Where's my d6? That was the one I know from. So I roll a 5. That's pretty good. 1d6 plus 3, so 8.
All right, you bring your short sword down onto the giant rat, slicing into it. It squirms and recoils from the blade, but is still running towards you with even more fervor in the seconds that this takes, right? Like you chop him, but you don't kill him outright.
All right. And I don't have do I have a bonus action?
If you have a feature which uses a bonus action, you can use it.
Okay, I'm trying to think. All right.
Every turn is a move, action, and bonus action so long as you have a feature which uses it. For example, you don't have sneak attack yet because you're level 1, but sneak
And he's
attack uses bonus action.
And he's blocking the exit, right?
He's like orders of magnitude smaller than you, so you could step over him. Difficult terrain, however. And
Okay.
attacks of opportunity still apply if you move outside of his range.
Okay, I'm just going to call it there. I'll take my one shot, and that's it.
All right, so you slice him, and he's bleeding profusely, but that doesn't stop him in his feral state from going ahead and biting you. Oop. Damn sneeze. All right. Sorry, I didn't mute. Okay, and that is a 16, 20, not natural, which is a hit on your AC. What's your AC?
Oh, I'm sure it is. At 13.
Okay, perfect. So let me get my dice here for the damage roll. And the rat comes at you, biting your shins yet again for 4 points of damage.
Ah! Ah!
Yeah, exactly. It's painful.
All right. 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
So I'm just. You can keep going. I'm adding the damage.
Okay,
to
so
my-
yeah, just make sure, just type it into the box and replace it so that it's now, what it should be. 7. Yeah. Okay, 7 hit points remaining, and for you, okay, and the rat attacks you, and he just stays in feral mode now. Now Dasmer, you're next in the turn order.
After hearing him screech, I will say, "Foul vermin! and then I'm gonna cast Infestation on it. This is only what you deserve. So I'll roll. I guess it's D20 to see if I hit. Is that right for the?
All right,
for
so
the.
I'm not familiar with. It's an
Okay,
at will.
so
Let me. So
it's an at will.
yeah.
1d6 damage, but it's D20 to hit. Right. That's right.
Well,
Yeah, he gets
not necessarily if it has an
he
attack
has a
roll.
saving attack or saving his Constitution.
No, so reading it, so it says you cause a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites to appear momentarily on one creature. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. So there's no attack roll on this.
Okay, it just happens.
So the
okay.
creature has to roll a saving throw.
Okay, so
A
I
Constitution
send the fleas
saving
at
throw.
him.
What is your your save DC?
Save.
It's up
DC.
top. So your modifier is +3, spell attack is +5, and I see it's 13. So the rat has to roll a 13 or higher to save, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Save. Okay, I see that now.
With the Constitution modifier added. And it is a failure. The effect takes place.
Yes.
So you infest this.
And then he
Yeah.
moves 5 feet in a random direction.
First, it takes 1d6 poison damage.
Okay,
Right? And
1d6,
moves 5 feet in a random direction because he's trying to get the fleas off of him. Okay.
Let's do the D6.
So roll your d6 of damage.
2.
All right. So, so describe how like your infestation magic works. Does just like you cause a cloud?
Foul vermin, and I reach out my hand, and then this cloud of fleas seems to materialize right on top of the rat, and just like covers him, like there's little jumping fleas all over this creature.
Okay, so very good. Now we're gonna do a little more D&D quiz time. So one of the things that's required for this spell that we didn't
The components.
talk about it is that it has a verbal component, so you got to say some words. You don't have to, but you are speaking. Dazzler is speaking. You have a somatic component, so that means your hands have to wave.
I think I covered most of those.
And
I said foul vermin.
It also has a material component. It requires a living flea. Now, if you have a focus, then you don't need it. With magical focus. Now, do you have a magical focus?
I thought we did. I had a dried mushroom, which is my magical, or a mushroom totem or something.
Yeah, you have a totem, which the totem can kind of be anything. It doesn't have to be like an actual totem pole or what you're thinking.
Yeah, like my little.
So you have like a dried mushroom.
Yeah, or maybe it's a wood carving of a mushroom. Okay. I can't remember what.
The reason I ask, it's important to know what you have equipped in your hand. You normally have your quarterstaff, so you have to be holding.
Okay, so every time I cast a spell, I have to unequip my quarterstaff and equip a focus?
Not every time. Only when it requires a material component that doesn't cost gold. Okay, so don't worry about the gold part later. Basically, if it specifies a gold cost, you can't use this hack. But let's just ignore that for now. Basically, when a spell requires a material, you need to have a living flea on you to cast it. But if you don't, you can use the totem in its stead. So to cast a spell, it basically means you can one-hand your quarterstaff. It's a free action. I let people equip as a free action. So you whip out your mushroom, but now you have a mushroom and a staff in your hand. You can't two-hand your quarterstaff anymore. Okay.
Is the other option we didn't talk about, like, I've just been living in the forest for 10 years. Maybe I'm infested with fleas as well.
Hey, I am a living flea. That's my name.
You need an actual flea, not a human. Yeah.
But
good one. Yeah, it's true.
It's nothing that I thought about, but being that I have been living rough for years, can it be presumed that my cloak has fleas on it, and I pick one off and
you have fleas on you?
I would assume so.
This is important for role playing. It may affect your charisma rolls and stuff.
Hey, if you stayed at my parents' inn, you probably do.
I sort of assume that I'm at kind of one with nature. There's creatures and creepy crawlies around me. I'm comfortable with that. We'll say there's fleas in my traveling cloak because I was sleeping on the floor.
But you can use your totem as you don't have to have fleas. Like don't.
The whole unequipping. I mean, okay, I guess I don't know how this.
It's fine.
the
I'm
components-
still going to let you use it. I'm just trying to provide you with
Okay,
some
so then from my
education
cloak,
on what your status is. If you're going to cast something with a material cost, you don't have fleas on you. I'm just going to rule as a DM. You
Okay,
didn't
fine.
mention it ahead of time. You don't
Yeah,
have
I
fleas.
didn't. I didn't know.
So
it needed it.
you have to use your totem, and it's totally fine. You pulled out your you're
Hold up my
one-handing
totem,
your quarterstaff,
one-handing my staff. Yeah.
and you pull out your totem and cast a spell, and you kill the
Sounds
creature with
dirty.
this spell. Do you want to describe how it dies to your fleas?
Oh, he gets
Oh, and only 2 damage, eh? Well,
yeah, because I did all the work.
well, maybe still alive. The little cloud of fleas just like bites its eyes and causes blood to come out of its eyes, and then just falls dead.
Okay. Well done. All right. The rat falls dead. And in that moment, as the rat falls dead, you notice sort of behind, like the torchlight that Tilton has shines towards the back of the room. And you see kind of like a mound of like fecal matter in one back corner. And another rat zooms out from the pile of fecal matter.
It was in the fecal matter. Nasty.
Yeah. Hang on. Why is he? Oh, here. There he appears. He zooms out. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I'm just gonna get rid of this guy since you killed that
That's
rat.
one shitty rat.
And it runs straight for Tilton Flea Fowler and attacks immediately.
Tilton Flea Fowler
Yeah.
blocking the door. Tank extraordinaire.
So that is a hit, and I'm gonna roll damage. For another 4 points of damage as a second giant rat shoots out of a pile of feces in the corner and bites your ankles, like incredibly hard, like just chomping right down on your ankles.
So I'm down to 3 health. So I'm almost dead. Like one more of those will take me out. Oh, also contextually, I screeched again very loudly.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure the Minotaur appreciates you earning your gold piece, your 2 gold pieces. All right, perfect. Tilton, you're up now.
Okay. I'm just like, my ankles are bleeding, and I'm like, by Tyrant's cock, that hurts. Ah!
That's a good one. I like that expression, tyrant's cock. I'm gonna add that to my dictionary, my lexicon.
By Tyrant's cock, that hurts so much. Oh! And then I do another attack with my short sword, this time at the shit rat.
Okay. Then do your attack move.
All right, so I'm gonna roll my d20. 15. So 15 plus, we said 5, so 20.
All right. Roll your damage dice, buddy.
All right, roll.
Tilton, rolling damage.
Big money. Ooh,
5 again.
Is that
No,
5?
but that's what I rolled last time, and it didn't kill him, so it's not gonna kill this one either.
No, that's not your total. 5 plus.
Yeah, 5 plus. What was it? Oh god, hang on. It's 3. I'm pretty sure it's 3, but I gotta go back to.
Yeah, it's 3. It's 1d6 plus 3 for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's 8.
It's 8. These guys have like 10 health. Stupid rats.
So you kill this rat. Describe how you slaughter the rat.
Oh, okay.
Don't be so negative,
So-
man. You're pretty good with the
You
sword.
killed him.
So my sword slams down, cutting the rat in the shit rat into 2 equally disgustingly severed sides. And as much as he is clearly dead, I continue to swing my sword over and over repeatedly on the shit rat, yelling, "Die, rat! Die! Die, rat!"
Okay, because you keep hitting it, it eventually gets stuck into your blade, and you whip the corpse up into the air. It splits in 2 and splashes copious amounts of its blood and viscera on you, unless you choose to try and dodge.
I do try to dodge frantically.
All right.
Like, gross,
Let's make an acrobatics check, please.
Okay. What do I roll for? It's plus 5 bonus. Okay. Is acrobatics still do I still do a 20 for these checks?
Yeah, it's a d20 plus 5, plus your acrobatics modifier.
8 plus 5, so 13.
Okay, you managed to sidestep the worst of it as as one piece goes flying
Nasty.
to the left and the other piece goes flying past you and towards Desmer. Desmer, the bottom half of a rat corpse is flying your way and is going to hit you square in the face unless you make an acrobatics check to dodge
I
it.
will make an acrobatics check. Hold on, what is my acrobatics? +2. Okay. Rolls a d20, yeah?
Yep.
All right. Where?
Come on, one.
Oh, it could happen.
10.
10.
Well, all right.
Plus
So you're able to
2.
fairly nimbly. You see it coming. It's pretty telegraphed. You dodge your head to the side and it hits the wall behind you and falls to the ground.
Sorry, Das.
If I'd like to walk up, close the space because he's taking how much damage have you taken? You've taken quite a bit of damage.
I have 3 health of 11 left.
All right. Well, then I will walk up behind you and put my hand on your back because you've just been going nuts, acting this rat, and I'll say, "Calm, my friend. I am here," and I cast Cure Wounds on you. So it's 1d8 +3.
Yeah. And
I assume that.
you got to touch him.
Yeah,
You
that's
did.
why I walked up behind him. I put my hand on my back and I said, "Calm, my friend. I am here."
Excellent.
So D8.
1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, which is 3.
Yes, it's
And
plus
you
3.
roll it.
7 plus
thank God.
3.
It's
So-
10.
Oh, you did it. You brought me back to full health.
All right. Now make sure you have 2 spell slots. You see that on your character sheet?
I click cast. One is out now, so I use this.
Perfect. You got it. And you,
We did
I
it.
did it, Bo. I did it.
all that Baldur's Gate 3 wizarding is paid off.
Oh my God, worst wizard ever.
All right. And you don't need a totem for that. That's only verbal and somatic. You got to touch and say some nice words, which you
Okay.
did. Yeah. All right. Beautiful. So Tilton, the wounds on your legs close up as Desmer touches them with a magical glow, restitches the flesh that was recently opened.
But the mental scars will live forever.
All right. So before you, as you sort of raise up your torch, you look into this room here, and you see kind of a strange wooden device with chains on it. Looks like a stretcher, but I'm not sure if your characters are familiar with torture devices. So, looks like a big wooden bed. Atop it, there's appears to be a coffin, closed. And towards the back, there's this big X-shaped thing made out of wood, also with cuffs on it as well. There's a milk urn in the left part of the room. You see some sconces on the walls that are not lit. There's a little cage in the left corner, a strange carpet, but mostly it's bare brick. Secret room below this starshine bubblery. Perhaps something special for some clients, perhaps an extra storage room. Hard to say.
Huh, smells like shit in here.
Yes, and there's the big pile of feces staring in the back of the room, looking straight ahead at you.
It is unclear to me how you people can dwell in such places. It is a putrid odor in here.
Look, even by Grinner's Row standards, this place is a dive.
What do you think these devices could be used for?
Honestly, Das, I don't even want to think about it too much. Is there any other rats in here?
I can't tell. You're blocking the doorway, and I can't see much past you. Perhaps you should step inside.
Tell you what, you go first. So I step in and let you go through. We're not in combat anymore, are we?
No, you're no longer in combat. We're now in, like, exploration free mode.
Yeah. So I just sort of let you squeeze by and go first.
All right, move your token guy on the foundry thing, because it casts light and stuff, right? Isn't that the deal?
Mm-hmm. It does provide illumination.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm holding the torch. Okay, I'll come in. I walk over to the chamber with the coffin on it, and as I sort of sniff the air, and I was like, it smells not just like feces. There is some other odors in here. The odors. I wonder if they could be the odors of death. Looking at the
Seriously,
coffin.
Do you want to make a nature
Yeah,
nature
let me
roll
make a
to
nature
see if
roll.
you learn anything from your sniffing?
sniffing.
See how many types of feces you smell in here.
Yeah.
All right, let me do a nature. Okay, let's see. Oh, an 8. That's not. What's my nature? Let me see. Bleh. Nature's +3. 8 + 3. It's not like super great. 11.
Well, you sniff the air, and the scent of the giant pile of rat feces in the corner is just overpowering. You do catch the whiff of death in the room. Very, very subtly undercurrent. That isn't the rats you just slaughtered. They smell of fresh corpse. You smell of desiccation. Like, you have a familiarity with sort of decay, given that you spend time with mushrooms, and mushroom things tend to decay and grow on dead things.
Rot.
And there's a sense. You have a sense that something like that is present in the room.
I'd like to using, now that I've sort of calmed down from seeing my ankles stitched back together and gotten over my absolute rage at the rats. I sort of take in the room wholly for the first time and use my knowledge of sort of Grinner's Row in general to kind of investigate and see if I see something that's notable or unusual beyond what we first saw when you described.
You'd like to just investigate the room visually, or do you want to start looking for clues of something?
I'm really just investigating at this point. I'm just investigating visually. I'm taking another like really good look at it based on my personal knowledge.
I'm just asking because it's the difference between perception and investigate. So if you're looking for something specific, maybe we do investigation, or you're physically doing. If you're just looking at the environment for something out of place, it's going to be perception.
Okay.
So which do you want?
Perception.
Okay.
So I will do my dice here,
and
it is a 9 + 5, so 14.
All right, you scan around the room looking for something that might seem out of place or might trigger an idea or a notion. You don't know what. So you carefully look around the room while Dasmar continues to smell the shitty room. Your attention is drawn to the mound of feces. You think as you move the torchlight around, you see a glint. Something flashes briefly as you move the torchlight around. There's a glint that came from the pile of shit, and you move the torch around a little bit more to see if you can find it again. And then you do, as you go this left and right with the torch, you are able to repeat the glint. Something is glinting inside the mound of shit.
So, Das, I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is I think I might have found something. The bad news is I think it's in this pile of shit. So you like nature, right?
I just look at him.
I think this is as good a time any to commune with nature right here in Grinner's Row. Do you mind squirreling around in there and trying to get that glint? Check out what that is. You see that right there?
I look over at the pile of shit. I've been distracted by my slight sense of the odor of death, and I've been distracted. I look at the pile of shit and say, well, feces is not entirely to be feared. New growth can come of such a thing. I walk over a little bit closer.
It's fertilizer.
And then I'm going to use my druid craft as a spell to try to see if I can get some mushrooms, see if there's any spores of mushrooms in it to get a little mushroom bloom going in the feces, because that'd be the kind of thing that might grow there.
So you're going to, is this a spell or?
So it's druid craft, which is a spell. It says, let me tell you that you instantly make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom. But I would think mushroom spores would fall within that kind of thing. So I'm gonna now it could be that there's none in that particular pile of feces. So that's for you to decide. But that's what I'm gonna attempt to do. See if I can make a mushroom bloom Because a flower is not going to grow underground, but mushrooms would like to be underground where we are. So,
Okay, so you're going to attempt to push forward mushrooms from the pile of
from the
shit.
pile of shit. Yeah.
Okay, and there's no roll or check for this. You can just instantly do it, and
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
how do we? I feel like mushrooms grow and shit.
I mean, as you cast the magic, sort of a thick, like kind of green patch grows on top of the shit, like kind of like moss, but it's like mushroomy in nature, but it's like a mossy film grows on
Or
it.
like a mold, like a mold.
Yeah, like a mold, and it begins to turn white, and then sort of creates this patch, and from it, small little mushrooms begin to just sprout out of the shit.
And then I say, "Aha! You see, life. It is everywhere, even in the filth of excrement."
Did you get the gold thing?
Any chance that the mushrooms pushed out the the gleaming? Right
No,
there?
it's on top of it's on top of the shit, not inside the shit. So you
Okay, well, we'll say
didn't really push anything out.
I walk over to take a very close look at the mushrooms. I admire their beauty. I kind of crouch down. I look at them, like so amazed that they just sprouted out of this disgusting shit. And then I see the thing, and I will reach out my hand and pick it up.
Okay.
The shining thing.
Oh, the shining.
Well, you said it's on top of the shit.
Well, no. Tilton was able to see something shiny as he was moving his
Yeah, but you
torch
told me
around.
about it, right?
Yeah, he told you about it, but it's in the shit. Like you'd have to.
Okay, so I can't see it.
Unless you
Oh,
got
do
like
I
pliers
know
or
where it is?
something.
Like, guys, tell me, do I know where it is? He's told me it's there. I've gone over and made mushrooms grow.
Maybe you get advantage looking for it or something.
All right, so yeah. Well, as I look around at it, I don't know. I'm just trying to determine, like, if I can see it, I'll try to.
So
take
you
it.
kneel closer and inspect, and with Tilton's guidance, you do find a location where you see, just poking through the tiniest of holes, something gray, silver, metal looking.
It's under those annoying mushrooms.
Okay, and then I kind of chuckle and I just say, "There's no need to fear such things, my friend." And I reach my hand in the pile of shit and pull out the thing, or go to touch it, waiting for you to tell me I get killed
All right,
by
so
something trapped.
you reach out to touch the metal thing. You put your hand in. The scent is quite pungent as you break the seal of this top of the shit pile, and it's mushy. And you reach in and you gently put your hand around it. You feel there's a hard side, like there's a large flat surface, unmistakable feeling of a blade, essentially, as one side is sharp and one side is back. Tugging on it in this way may cut your fingers, so you probably have to give it a pinch to pull.
Yeah.
But you've identified it as some sort of a blade, and you have your hand on it.
Okay. And I just say, "It appears to be a blade of some kind." I'm like,
So it's not gold.
does not appear to be, and so I get my hand around the I'm not gonna grab a blade with my hand, but yeah, I pinch it with my thumb and forefinger on the flat and see if I can remove it.
Das, you know what I was thinking about this room? Seems kind of weird, but the more I think about it, the more I think some of this shit might be Minotaur shit.
There is a rather large quantity of it for just rats. So, anyways, I lift up this thing and kind of give it a little, I'm holding it thumb and forefinger on this blade. Again, you have to tell me, is this big? Is it a sword or is it a small?
It feels more like a sword, a heftier.
Okay.
It's actually quite heavy as you pull. It resists somewhat.
Okay.
But as you start pulling, as soon as you tug and provide some force, a hand shoots out from the pile of shit and grabs your forearm. And then a head bursts from the top of the pile of shit with long black hair and a face covered in shit with eyes like big black circles, a sickly looking face, grabs your hand and says, "Name thyself. Who are you?"
I shriek again.
And then I say, I am Dasmer Elderstag.
And he grips your hand even harder and pulls his face into yours and says, "Are you friend or foe?"
And then
Tell me, are you friend or foe?
I am friend to all, I say.
His eyes dart around, looking between you and Tilton in the back as it attempts to come into focus. The blade like gets removed from your hand, and his other hand comes out and brings out the blade and draws it to your neck. And he says, "Who do you work for?"
I do not work for anyone. I am only accompanying my friend here, Flea, to rid this dungeon of vermin.
I start very defensive, but then get more confident as I'm talking, and I start by saying, we just work for the Minotaur upstairs. We're trying to kill rats, just clean up the basement. You know what? My dad is the Terror Fowler. I bet you've heard of him. He's a pretty tough dude. I wouldn't be messing with us. We're just doing our work here.
All right, persuasion roll, please, from the both of you. Team persuasion.
Team persuasion. All right. So I will roll mine. Oh, I rolled a 19, and my persuasion is +6, so 25. Come on, Dasmer.
Dasmer.
What do I have to roll the same
Yeah,
thing?
persuasion
we're
roll.
rolling
It's a team persuasion roll.
A team persuasion roll on this guy.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like I was trying to convince him I was his friend. It's a bit of a different. All right. Oh, natural 1.
Damn it!
Well, he probably doesn't think I'm his friend.
All right. So he pushes the blade harder into your neck. You can feel it begin to cut, and he grabs your arm, and he steps out. "I will have no lies. You will tell me at once. Where am I?" And as he steps out, you get a better look at the blade. The blade is innately jeweled. The hilt has several crystals of different color, a large crystal in the towards the pommel, in this beautiful decorative design, as well as the hilt, like the shield between the blade and the hilt, has innumerable blades, all in various shades of black and red, very, very decorative on the hilt. And he begins standing up. He's still got your forearm with one hand, Dasmer, and he's got a blade pressed to your neck, and he stands up out of the pile of shit, covered in it, positively reeking, his eyes sunken, but his body, you can tell, shaking somewhat. He doesn't look very healthy. He says, I will have the truth now.
Do we have a sense of what race he is?
He's a human.
Well, okay. Then I say again, as I told you, I am friend to all, and you are in the basement of a building in what is this place called again?
The Starshine Bubblery.
You're in the Starshine Bubblery in the basement, and you do not look well.
You're in a pile of shit.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him since I'm touching him.
Oh. You need verbal and somatic. Your hands are being like restrained.
It says he needs touch, right? I'm touching.
Yeah, but you don't just touch that way.
Okay,
you're being held.
Then I'll just say to him, I'm like, you do not look well. I can aid you. I can help cure your wounds, my friend.
Look, buddy, we're just here to kill rats. Let go of my friend.
What are your names?
As I've told you, I'm Dasmer Elderstag.
And I am son of the Terror Fowler. I'm his favorite son, Flea Fowler.
He looks between both of you for a moment, taking it in. Who else knows you're here?
Everyone! The whole town! They all know we're here.
then I say, well, I believe the only ones who really know we're here are the proprietor of this establishment upstairs, and my friend Flea's father. Other than that, I don't believe anybody knows we're here.
And he's a really big deal.
Okay. And with that, you notice his body, like he's holding his body taut, trying to assail you, but then his legs give out, and he drops, holding your hand, Dasmer, and he leans over the wooden rack. Where he's like bends, he just sort of bends over and tries to catch himself. He's still sort of clutching onto the sword and waving it in your direction, but he looks clearly worse. I'm just gonna say bye bye, Mame. Have a good evening. All right. He looks clearly like, sickly, and he begins gagging. He can't really talk as he's like gagging it.
So, has he released my? As he fell in this thing, do you release my
Yes.
wrist?
He's released your wrist, and he's like leaning over the wooden table, the rack, like the torture table. He's still holding a sword at you, but like he can barely hold himself on his legs.
No.
And like the sort of whatever's going on with him is taken over his ability to be strong and
Okay.
now.
So then I'm gonna say yet again, let me help you, my friend, and I'm gonna try to move forward so that I can touch his back, and if he doesn't resist, cast Cure Wounds on him.
And well, at the same time, simultaneously, I'm gonna hold out my crossbow and just, aim, like I'm sort of further away from them, aim it at him, and say, and don't make any funny moves.
And
And I look.
Okay, like a feral creature, he's just stands stock still while the world around him happens, realizing he may be helpless in this situation. He lets you approach Dasmer and cast your Cure Wounds upon him.
All right, so I burn my other spell slot, and I'm gonna do, what is it? A D8, 1d8, D8, and roll. Oh, 1 plus 3, so I do 4.
Okay.
Better him than me.
You heal him for 4 points, and the wounds upon his body, some of them, you notice there are scratches upon his body. That stuff seems to stitch up. However, the sickly pallor that he has doesn't go away. He's still weak and still exhausted. You don't know how long he's been lying in there, what he's been afflicted with, but he seems sick. And not just wounded. So the wounds upon his body close up, his weakness remains, and even as you cure him, that finally forces his stomach to throw up, and he barfs all over the torture rack and the coffin that's upon it. And
Das, let's get out of here. While he's busy, we gotta get out of here. Let's go get our money and
no, wait. You are not here to finish the job.
Well, it depends. If by the job you mean killing rats, then yes, and we did. And now we want our gold.
We came in here to kill rats, but surely something else must have guided us here so that we could help you.
If you are not here to kill me, then you must help me.
We will.
What?
And I turn to Flea. I say, Flea, this man. Look at him. Something terrible has befallen him. We must help.
You mean the man that about 2 seconds ago had a blade to your neck? A very jeweled blade, I might add.
I roll my eyes and say, we found this man buried in a pile of feces. What would you expect him to do when a strange hand grasps his?
All right.
He has clearly been mistreated, and we do not know the reason. But no one deserves to be treated this way.
All right, let's just help him outside, and we'll get our gold.
No.
And
No. Not outside. I can't be seen.
But you want to go back in the pile of shit?
He doesn't like that comment very much, but has no energy to respond. He looks and he says, "Those who put me here wanted me found, and they wanted your heads to hang for it.
Oh no.
Why do they want to kill you? Or why do they want us to die? And I just
You said that was at we were you said we were at the Starshine bubble. What division of Red Skull am I in?
I sort of shrug my shoulders and look at Flea.
Critters Row.
Oh fuck.
I know. We get that a lot.
Listen, whoever put me here, you were the fools meant to find me. And your heads will hang when the Inquisitory finds out what's happening here. Do you not know who I am?
I pat him on the back.
He pukes again.
I am really sorry, sir. I think there has been some sort of misunderstanding. We don't know who you are. We wish you well.
Look, if you fools value your lives, you must get me out of here, and no one must know. I have allies, and they will. This is your only way of survival. Just trust me. You need to get me out of here, and I can't be seen.
I look at Flea and I say, Flea, look around this room. There must be another way out of here.
Wait. I gesture for Dasmer to come aside, like so that we can chat like one-on-one.
I look at you and kind of shake my head because I don't understand the sort of like city.
I do more exaggerated hand gestures, like come here.
Okay, so then when he does that exaggerated hand gesture, I'll take the guy's arm and kind of like put it around my shoulder and heave him up, and then to help him walk, and then we walk together over towards you. I'm like, have you found a way out?
Okay. Excuse me, sir. You seem very nice. I like the fact that you didn't kill my friends. I'm just noticing now that you seem to have quite a bedazzling weapon. And I would say that if we were if we were to put ourselves at risk to help you escape from whatever serious troubles you clearly are in, well, it would probably behoove us to receive some sort of, I don't know, reward. Maybe that sword?
Then before he has a chance to answer, I say, Flea, the reward of saving someone's life is the joy that you know you've done something good in the world. And I look at the guy and kind of like shake my head.
Dasser, don't quit your day job here. We have an opportunity to help this nice man, but also help ourselves a little bit. I think we're taking substantial risk here, buddy.
The man, raven haired, covered in shit, nods his head. He seems to understand the business at foot, and he says, I understand. Rat catchers must eat too. There will be gold for you once you deliver me to my friends, but you must find me a safe house. We must get out of here, and then you can find me a safe house to rest while I figure out what happened. And we will. I will get you all the gold you could want.
So, far be it for me to look a gift horse or a gift minotaur in the mouth, but I'm just curious. Who did you say you were again? You seem to think we would recognize you, and now you have access to all this gold. Obviously, enemies that might be somewhat dangerous. Before we sign on the dotted line, it would be really good to know what's the deal.
On second thought, if you truly have no clue who I am, it might be safer for you if you don't.
Okay, well, Nice meeting you.
I just, uh,
Oh,
so-
I require your help. I just mean, I'm.
okay, so
Do
I
you
have him
not
on my
know who
shoulder.
I am? If you don't, it's better if you don't, and just help me, and I will
I look
speak
at
none
the
of
bed.
this.
Oh yeah, when I ask him, I say, sir, my new friend, what is your name? Because I do not know who you are. I have lived in the wildlands for these past 20 years almost, and I'm not very familiar with this town. So,
He looks very reluctant to tell you, but
only so that I may have something to call you by.
the fucking prince of this cursed city.
Hmm. I've never met a prince before.
I'm Gazgar von Brazen.
Asgar von Brazen.
Do you not recognize the sword?
Hey, so just stepping aside, Bo, would we know? Would I know, like my character? Would we be aware of this person?
Why don't you
You
do?
would, he's the
Why
prince
don't
of
you
the
do
town.
a history check? Let's see if your memory, if you've learned
I'll say
anything.
I definitely wouldn't, but you should. If he's
I
the
mean,
prince.
I feel like he's the Taylor Swift of this place that everybody would know. But all right, I'm going to roll, see if it means anything. You would do one too, Mike, I guess.
No,
Nope,
because
it's
I
you.
haven't been in like I've
He's
been
saying I have no idea who that is, so he doesn't need to check.
Okay. 14 plus 2, 16.
All right, so you you search your memory to for this. It comes quickly. This isn't hidden information. The aristocracy of Red Skull. Certainly, the nobility of Red Skull do not frequent openly the city of Red Skull. They usually remain in the castle, doing things that nobles do, and being the subject of legend to those in the city. However, on odd occasion, there have been parades in celebration of victories or matters of self-importance to the rulership, and you have childhood memories of seeing nobility with they call you have this derisive term for the knights and nobility of Red Skull, like calling them red cans because they wear like crazy red steel armor, and certainly the nobility amongst the tyranny wear this armor and have bejeweled swords that are, look incredible to the common folk. You couldn't place his face, but the raven-haired tyrant lord of Red Skull, Lord Bashmagar von Brazen, is someone that you know. And the son of Bashmagar, he has several. You can place. You've definitely heard of Gazgar, the youngest of the princes of Red Skull. Whether this person is him, you couldn't identify him in a lineup, but certainly with the sword and the raven-haired look, he matches the description and some of your memories of parades as a youth.
Holy shit. No offense. Dash, I think this guy's a big deal. A real big deal.
Oh, good. And then, but as he says this, I'm just looking around to see if there's another way out. Knowing the way we came in, can I do like an investigation check to see if I can find if there's another way out of this room while we're in here?
Yeah,
since
you
I've got him on my
can.
shoulder?
And Prince Gazgar motions that you can lean him up against the wall so you can freely do that, not have to take him everywhere.
Okay, so I kind of like help him over to the wall so that he can lean against it, and then I let me roll my d20 here. D20, yeah, roll 10 plus. I think it's just investigation. Oh, only one. 11.
Okay, so you have a look around the room, and this place is like a solid. This is like some sort of secret like fuck room. Like there's no way out of here except the one door that's there. There's clearly nothing in here. No ways out. You do discover that there is a small little narrow hole leading like from the north side, like around. I don't know if I can ping it or not, but I'm gonna put the guy there. Around here, there's a small little hole in the wall, like a very very small hole in the wall.
Very
But
small. Okay. Well, then I'll go up to the small hole and kind of hold my hand in front of it, see if there's any air coming out or the scent. I sniff the air to see if some smell.
There
Would that be
is.
nature?
Sure, yeah, you can sniff. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's a nature check. I don't know what that is.
I wouldn't say it's a nature thing. I think perception is what we're looking for here.
Perception? Okay. Oh, okay, I got good perception. All right, so roll. Do I roll again for that then?
Mm-hmm.
Or D20? All right. Let me see. Get a better roll. 13. I got +5 for perception, so 18.
Okay,
Like,
so
sniff the air, feel it.
Yeah, you sniff the air, you look around. I mean, in that corner of the room where that hole is, it's at eye level height.
Okay.
And when you sort of peer in and try and... We have a bit of dark vision, too, so you can see into the room. It's a closet, and there's a door. And you have a sense that this is a way to look between rooms.
Oh.
I don't know if your character would your character's a little innocent, but generally
I'll just as I look through, I'll just
it's
say,
like a peephole.
It seems as though someone could stand on the other side of this room and look in on it.
So I walk over and check it out based on Das pointing it out. I know what this is. I said there might actually be a way in there somehow. Let's take a look around the wall, see if we can find any sort of switch or something that would open it up, because I think it might be a shortcut out of here.
Well, I've already done my investigation check and didn't do too well.
So I'll do one, I guess.
I assume we can't just spam them 100 times until we find something.
No. If I tell you there's...
I've done. Yeah, I've done mine, and I don't know. So,
but I'm looking for something specific.
Yeah. So investigation roll, please. You're looking for a switch, a secret lever, something that maybe opens that hole into a door.
Oh shit. Yeah. 4 + 2, 6.
You do a thorough look around. You don't see anything resembling a switch, a lever, something that opens that up. And even looking at it, you don't see no obvious door or cuts in the wall. Yeah, it's just a hole drilled through the stone.
Sure. All right. So I'll walk. What was the guy's name? The prince's name again?
Prince Gazgar.
Gazgar.
Sorry, the full name is Gazgar von Brazen.
I'll say, Gazgar, do you think you're well enough to walk if we try to lead you back out of this place?
I can follow along, but I can't move fast or quickly.
Wait.
I need a robe. I need something to hide me. Do you have a robe, a cloak?
All right. Well, I'll take off my traveling cloak, which I believe I have. What is it?
Are you naked now?
No, I have clothes on under, but I think it's a traveling cloak. Where's my inventory?
Could we check this room if there's any clothes in them? I
mean, you don't see any clothes in here.
Okay.
You haven't opened the coffin, I suppose.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I have a cloak specifically. I have traveler's clothes, social and outerwear. But that's a good point. I mean, maybe I go over the coffin. Yeah, this could be a bad idea. No, I just said take off my cloak and say, put this on, my friend.
He gladly accepts. He puts the cloak on and pulls the hood over his head so it's difficult to see. And he leans up against the wall.
Sure, I say.
And he is not wearing much. He only has like pants that are torn, like towards the ankle. But he does have the belt and the scabbard for his sword, and he sheaths the sword into its scabbard.
Okay. And then I'll say,
"You've made the right choice."
Okay.
Okay. Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me. Before we go up there, Dasper, old friend, I know that honesty is one of your best traits. I would just ask that you let me do the talking when we get upstairs. And if anyone sees any way to clean the shit off of the prince here, make him a little less odorific, I think that would be good as well. We can look on the way up. I think there was something in the other room that might help us.
We dumped out a bathtub.
We dumped it?
Yeah, we dumped it. We turned it over.
Damn it!
Did it drain into anywhere?
Let us see. It was just down this hallway. Follow me. And they start walking back down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
I follow.
And then we look on the on the ground down here is like, is there like puddles of water? Can we wash? Can he?
Yeah.
wash
So
them?
the
He's
tub,
not enough to bathe in.
the tub that you dumped over to the side has like the water spilled all over the ground. However, it did pool up into a corner, and there is not a lot of it left. It's draining into somewhere.
Okay. I say, well, take some of this water and wash your face and hands quickly.
Okay. He does so. He moves forward and he starts washing his face and hands, and especially his hands, so he can grip his sword. Oh, and then he scrubs his face and cheeks.
Normally, I wouldn't use water in the basement floor of Grinner's Row to clean myself, but based on where you've been lately, I think it's the better option.
Yes, I've got 5 inches of shit in every orifice and crack in my body. You said this was a bubblery.
That's a very specific amount of shit.
You said this was a bubblery.
Right. Yep, it is. It's a bubblery, and we've been hired by this large Minotaur dude to come and kill the rats down here. So,
what do you do with your shit in Grinner's Row?
Well, mostly I don't ask.
Well, they say, okay, so I'll say, but the water was draining down this drain. You said it was draining down the drain.
Mm-hmm.
It must go into some pipes or tunnels, perhaps. Should we? How big is this grate? I would look around. I don't know.
Let us investigate. Perhaps we can find an opening to the Undercity.
Got. So yes, let us look around.
All right. Investigation roll as you look for the source of where the water is draining.
I wish I had better investigation stuff. D20. Oh, come on. 2 natural runs on. I did not see anything.
So you attempt to look around and you don't. You're just like, duh. Like you're like a space cadet in the middle of the room.
It makes sense. I've been in the woods. I'm like, huh.
But Gazgar, he moves towards this pile of rock and he says, underneath this rock, you, Flea, help me push this.
Oh, jeez. Gotten bossy all of a sudden.
I will also I'll help.
I'll help you.
Very well, Dasmer. You help as well. All right. So everyone does a heave and begins pushing the rock.
Heave. Strength check?
Yes, strength. Sorry, yes. Athletics check, please.
Athletics? Like I'm questioning him. Like, come on, no, this is strength for sure.
Well, you do add your strength to an athletics roll.
Oh
which you
yeah,
have...
I got 17.
Nice. Oh, you're a strong lad. Oh my.
I got 6.
Wait, athletics?
You're not a strong lad. Yeah,
plus
you have
4.
+4. Okay,
I got 21.
My head
plus 0.
My headcanon was wrong about you. Gazgar would have totally asked you and not Tilton.
I know.
Oops. So you push the rock. The map doesn't animate. It's not fully a video game, so I can't show the rock moving.
Yeah.
But you push the rock, and you see just like kind of a dilapidated sort of hole. Like the rock was put here to cover this hole, and a broken like ladder running down. And he says, if my education serves correctly, I think Grinner's Row was established long before any proper sewage and caverns were created, so God only knows what's down there. This is our only option, I believe. We can't be seen in the streets.
All right, I can see well in this darkness, so perhaps I will.
Maybe I should go up and get paid for the rats and meet you guys outside. Like, you go through whatever the shit is downstairs, and I'll find you later.
No,
so
we can't. No, we
ahead.
can't. We can't do that because they'll come. The Inquisitory will come asking questions of you.
Right. The Inquisitory. Okay, looks like we're going down.
Whoever's you said You mentioned a minotaur as a
Yeah,
proprietor.
I'm not sure if he's the proprietor or not. I just know that he's working the counter today.
So, how do you know? Oh,
It's bound to happen.
how do you know this minotaur is not in on it?
Well, I don't really even know what it is.
The moment
So,
you ascend those stairs, he'll have his firm hand around your neck and pop it.
hmm.
I
Seemed suspicious that he
Uh,
didn't clean out his own rats, to be
we
honest.
we were only looking for the rats. We did not even know we were going to find you, Gasmar.
no, but whoever plotted my death. Look, he stands up and he goes towards. There's a door sort of the north. He closes the door quietly, looks around. I'm the fucking prince of this city, one of a few. Do you know how? Do you know the level of shit you're in, even being here with me?
I know the level of shit you were in a second ago. I
That's
tell you what. I
that
tell
is
you what.
a good good analogy for your situation. You are in the actual shit in life.
So I have this epiphany at this moment. This is like I've been trying to find my way to kind of impress my dad and like to rise up the Tilton family hierarchy, and all of a sudden it comes to me that like I'm still on the conveyor belt of trying to get a gold from the guy upstairs, and here I might have a prince in front of me that could be my golden ticket to a life on Easy Street. So I suddenly shift entirely in the way that I'm thinking, and I'm like, and then and I turn to Das and I say, Das, I think we might want to listen and help this prince.
And then I looked back at him and said, I'm glad you finally come around. Helping people is the right thing to do.
It is. I finally see the light.
Prince
Then I will go
Gasgar
first,
approaches you just before you say your thing. He approaches you and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "Friend, I appreciate your spirit."
And I appreciate your smell. Let's go.
All right, so I think I had mentioned I would lead the way down because I can see better in darkness. This guy's a human; he doesn't have night vision.
That's right.
So okay, so then
All right. So you descend. You gather your party and descend down the ladder below. We are going to change maps in
the sub basement already.
We're going to change maps into the sub basement here. Let me just go ahead and make sure we're good. I have a few adjustments to make in Foundry before we get started. Before I bring you guys down. So give me a quick second.
It's funny how many secret exits this one room has. We found what?
But in the old days, dungeons were built upon dungeons, ruins, houses built upon ruins. Who knows what's underneath?
It's true.
Okay, so I'm going to. So I just have to make sure I got your vision correctly here. You have dark vision, right?
I have dark visions. Yeah, so everything showed up as grayed out, but I could see it.
Yeah, so I'm just making.
I have this torch too. I still have the torch lit, right? Because that's why.
You do have a torch light source. Okay.
Well, is that? Yeah, I don't know. Is that what's going on?
I just want to
because there's light source following us around, but
yeah, I'm just making sure it's working okay here. Just give me a quick second.
Yeah, again, it should be dark vision, I guess.
Yeah, light 40/20, light color.
There's that yawn.
The yawn from
Mike.
I only skied 8 kilometers today. It was a little ski.
It was a little ski.
Just like a, yeah.
All right,
Tilton,
Tilton, you also had a torch that you were working on.
Yeah, I think he had a torch. I don't know that I actually had one, but there seems to be one of my character because the light source is following me.
Okay, so I'm just turning on some stuff here. 1 second. Oh, that's a little too much. Okay. Sorry, Foundry's like kind of fun to screw with because
yeah, it seems like a really neat.
It has
program.
like neat like torch stuff and all that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. I think that's good. Just somebody's animation I put on way too strong. I'm gonna just get you guys down there in a second. Just fixing this here. Okay. It's still kind of nuts, but whatever. Okay, I'm bringing you in. Activate.
Render's Row Sewer. Oh, cool.
You guys see yourselves in the corner there?
Great.
You may see.
No, it's still
Yeah.
took a long. I'm at 98%. It's gonna take a while. It took a while
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I.
Okay, I
There.
see myself. There's like
Yeah.
this nasty
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Can't really tell. There's a big gray area behind us.
So ignore that. That's just a cutoff of the map. Like I can only
Okay.
make the map so big, so there's some aesthetic concessions
Yeah,
we gotta do.
Fine, fine.
So that brings us, I think, to our break, our midway point break.
Okay.
We're gonna have another like hour, I think, behind this
Yep.
for our session. But let's go ahead and take a quick break. Chat room, we'll be back, or listeners will be back soon. You guys good? I'm just gonna go have a quick little puff and
Yeah.
drink. Yeah.
Sounds good. 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. All right.
Be back.
Sounds good.
Okay, chat room. We'll see you guys real soon. We'll continue on with what we're doing here in just a second. So, thanks so much for hanging out. I'm gonna mute. All right. See you guys in a little bit. Just wanted to swing by and give a shout out to Spamwagon 99,000. Thank you very much for all the gift subs. Gifting one to Scaran 23, Digital Hype, Mr. Doom, Blair Can, Father Dante. Hey, Father Dante. And thanks, Scott P. Kelly, for the Prime Gaming sub. Appreciate that very much. That's great. If we wait for everyone to get back here, I'm going to run the ads for those who aren't subbed. Not that the show's going at the moment. But I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you. And thank you again to Spamwagon 99,000 for the subs. That's awesome. All right. We said a full 5 minutes, but I'm pretty much, I think, good to be back. We're going to probably go for another hour and then call it there. Yeah, it's been a little too long between episodes. I thought for sure we'd be back by now. But life gets in the way, as it does. All right. Now let's see if I got to get to some assets up here. Anyways, I just wanted to pop in and say thank you, thank you. We'll be back to the title screen. Be back in a minute, all right? See you in a bit.
Can you hear me, Bo?
I can hear you, yep, for sure. Hello, hello. All right. Just waiting for everyone to settle back in. No rush. But, we are getting back together. Gruffin's getting himself a little blanket because his shed is probably cold.
He could actually put a sweater on. He's wearing a t-shirt. Whatever. Blanket, dude.
Blanket's nice. I ain't mad at a blanket.
I like a cozy sweater this time of year.
Yeah. All right, you back, Crofton?
I am back.
All right, so let's kill the music and let's continue on. All right, and we are back. Hello, everyone. We're back from the break where we last left off. Dasmar Elderstag, Tilton Flea Fowler, and Prince Gasgar von Brazen have descended below into the under depths of Grinner's Row. Now, as you descend the ladder, whose rungs are brittle with age, precariously, it could snap off at any second, but fortunately does not. You look down below and see a large river of shit. Of feces from the underpourings of the city going God knows where, probably into the river of the city, no doubt. But yes, it's complete darkness down here. You hear the slight gurgling of the shit river as it flows down. On either side of the cavern, there are ledges that you can safely kind of traverse without having to sit in the liquid, thankfully.
Sort of just a technical question.
Sure, ask away.
Well, I guess it doesn't make sense. It was going to be like a long rest Doesn't seem like a good place for it.
You can set up camp and sleep down here if you want, at your risk and peril. Who knows? It's probably, you're under a city.
then
You're not in some crazy ass dungeon. Maybe it's fine.
Well, yeah, when we get down there, I'm gonna ask. Oh, I'll say to Gazmar. What was his name? Right, Gazmar. It's
Gazgar.
Gazgar, my friend. Do you feel fit enough to continue on, or do we need to lie down and repose for a while until you regain some of your strength?
Time is of the essence, but I am in a weak state.
Wait.
I would welcome some time to collect my thoughts, but are we still not in peril? We haven't closed. Perhaps we should close the rock above our heads somehow. I don't know if we have the strength to do so.
That seems a good idea.
Yeah, we're like right under where we just left. It feels like they would find us right away. Also, it smells like shit down here. I don't think that I would be bless you. I didn't think that I would be missing that shit-filled room, but it I think might have smelled better than down here. Are you guys sure you want to camp?
It just occurs to me that we were challenged somewhat by the rats above, and a place such as this might have many more of the same type of creature. Perhaps first we should try to move the stone back in place. Maybe I'll climb up the ladder.
Speak for yourself. Those rats didn't challenge me. I just pwned them.
All right. Yeah, you climb up the ladder to get a look, and, moving the rock from this direction is asking a lot. It's not likely
I won't even
to
try.
happen.
I'll shake my head and come back down and say, I think it is unlikely we will move that rock back.
Let's go a little further, and then we can talk about it.
All right, Flea. Let's move along.
I agree with the Flea's suggestion. Perhaps we can find somewhere defensible and take turns at watch while we recuperate. If we do indeed need to rest.
All right, Dasmer, you lead the way.
Okay, so I'll go in front because I have, I guess, better vision.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk down here. These guys following along
because I'm a coward.
All right. As you move forward along the walls, I'm just gonna pause here. You can't move anymore when I got the game paused, right?
Yep. Okay.
Perfect.
Well,
I'm just gonna move so that we don't, so that if there's something I need to tell you, then I can tell you as we go. So as you move closer down the hallway with both torch and night vision, you see that there's a bridge that traverses both the northern facing cave wall versus the southern facing cave wall. The shit river, as it were, extends both to the left and to the right in two different passages.
All right, I would like to do, I guess I'm going to call it a perception check. I look at the flow of the sewage water and maybe see if I can sort of smell the air or feel a sense of breeze direction, see what I can make of that. Okay. So it's perception. Is that the right one? You tell me if it's the right one.
If you're you can use nature to detect, living creatures or identify creatures. If you're trying to figure out, I would use
I'm trying
nature
to figure out what's down,
for
what's
airflow,
downstream, or if I can see if there's fresh air or air is flowing in a direction.
Yeah,
if you're smell stable
I would
air.
accept a nature roll for detecting airflow.
Okay, well, or is perception. I mean, I'm better at
Perception's a little more visual than it is, but I would take either or, whichever one you want.
Okay, well, and say let's say, because there's some visual stuff, I'm looking at the flow of the sewage too.
Yeah, okay, then let's say perception. You wanted to figure out which way is downwind.
Yeah, and which way is downstream as well. Downwind, downstream, or where fresh air might be coming from versus stale air. Okay, let me roll a d20 here. Roll. It's going slow. What did I get? 12?
Mm-hmm.
Plus 5, so 17.
Okay, so in your examination of your surroundings, you're able to determine the following. The river of feces is flowing from north to south as you're looking at it on the map. And then to your character's left, which would be right on the map, so like up. It seems to be flowing from the southern, like the southwest direction. It's
Okay.
flowing that way.
Flowing. Okay.
Yeah.
I see the direction you're going. Flowing. Okay. Then perceiving that, I'll turn back.
Oh, also
And
in terms of smell, there is no fresh air.
no fresh air. I'll say in my experience, liquids flow downstream towards larger bodies of water, and I can only assume that this will eventually lead us to a river. I think that we should follow the flow of the stream in its downward direction. And then I move to continue along. Or that's what I say to them.
I'll take your word for it, Dash. Anything that gets us out of here quicker.
Okay, let me unpause, and you can move up to 6 spaces, please.
Up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, looks like a rock there. 5, 6. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Tilton, let me know when you're done moving your 6 spaces.
I think that's 6.
Okay. So as you round the corner of the cavern, moving, you continue on basically to your left, staying close to the cave wall, walking along the cave path that appears to have been carved out by people sort of intentionally, that it may have, I loosely, in quotes, designed this place as a sewer system. You hear a noise coming from the southern direction, that the direction you did not go. You hear a just sounds like that, but echoes. It's all echoey and reverbs throughout the wall, just like a little regurgitating sound. And everyone stops, and Gazgar goes, "Hearken."
What do you suppose that could be? I say to him.
He shakes his head. Nothing good is the expression on his face.
Then I propose we continue along our current path, away from the sound.
I'm good with that.
All right. Move 6 spaces.
1, 2 diagonals are good, eh?
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh.
Okay.
Cool.
As you round the corner, a soft green and yellow glowing lights flicker and dance off the northern walls. And as you see around the corner, you see a large wooden bridge again traversing from one side of the cave where the shit river doesn't touch. But then on the left side is more of an expanse of cave floor. And there, glowing mushrooms appear to be just bursting forth in this area. And towards the back, there is a rather large shed. And in this area, there's also like a green fog that permeates, as well as like little glowing fireflies that dance around this area.
Cool. When I see these things, I exclaim what beauty! I've never seen mushrooms such as these.
Oh man, I didn't think this could get any worse.
All right, well, I'm going to continue on towards these interesting mushrooms. I mean, I know enough about nature that I'm going to, not just run straight in. I know there's dangerous stuff in nature, but I'm going to approach cautiously. Maybe, okay, so can I go another 6 spaces? Or
yeah,
what do you,
move another 6 spaces ahead if you
1,
wish.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm just outside the realm of the mushrooms. And then, I don't know, I want to use a nature check on them to see if I think these are producing poisonous spores or anything of this kind of thing. What a curious mushroom. I wonder what type it is.
All right, roll your nature check, please.
Oh, man, it's going to be a friggin' 1, I bet. 13, all right.
13 plus your
3,
modifier.
16.
All right, so you a cursory glance at this distance is only going to tell you so much about the mushroom samples you see before you. However, they have a glowing property, which is very rare. And what you can also tell is that this isn't just some cropping of mushrooms. This is a tended garden, a symphony of mushrooms, if you will. Someone has been encouraging and tending to this. This isn't just a random outgrowing. In terms of identifying their type, how do you have comprehensive knowledge of mushrooms, or do you just kind of taste them and meet
know
them?
that some are poisonous, and I mean, having spent a lot of time in these, some are
you might need to
psychonautic in nature.
In order to know them better, you might need to smell them and taste them and try them and feel them. None immediately jump out to you as familiar samples of, but there's so many species of mushroom, really. So, will you ever know them all? No.
I would just say I know enough to know that you shouldn't just eat random mushrooms that you find, for death may await you. So I don't know. I'm going to continue on through the. I mean, you can't help but notice the shed. So I'm going to continue on through the being that looks like a garden here. Trying not to stomp on the mushrooms. I look back at my friends and say, "Please mind your step. These are such delicate, wonderful living organisms. We should not try to damage them."
I roll my eyes significantly.
Okay. I know. It's okay. So I move ahead over here to where the bridge is and just kind of look around, marveling at the mushrooms.
All right, you walk amongst the mushrooms, and the mushrooms look quite big on the map, but really none of them come any higher than like your waist level. So
that's still a giant mushroom.
Yeah, I know it's still giant, but like in fantasy terms, it's not the biggest you can see.
You can't,
I'm just saying the visual might make them look like they're huge, right? So
right.
So you do notice there is a bonfire burning as you get closer, sort of in the center, just south of you, as you move in. To this area that's also providing some illumination in this area. And then there is mushrooms everywhere. Now, you try carefully not to knock them. Tilton, are you trying to move through them without touching them? Or I see you move your character in there. No? All right. Then as you brush up against them, a cloud of dust springs up, and you inhale a cloud of the particulate that springs up. You begin to feel like somebody's tickling your armpits and start giggling.
Prince Gasgar, stop it!
The prince looks and says, "I recommend we move past this with haste."
I recommend you stop tickling me.
I recommend. I'm still looking around, like mesmerized by these mushrooms, and I say, it may be only once in one's lifetime that we encounter such a marvel of nature. To rush through it would be a tragedy. It looks as though someone lives here. There's a bonfire. Perhaps we should see if someone knows more about this. I shout out towards the thing, "Hello!"
All right, you yell hello, and it echoes all throughout. It echoes all throughout the cavern without care, eliminating any stealth. And you hear a bump inside the shed, like a boom, and then a whole crashing of pots and pans or something falling down, and then the scurrying of feet, and you hear, "Who goes there? Hello, who goes there?"
I shout back, "Hello, I am Dasmar Elderstag.
All right.
And I have stumbled onto your mushroom garden. It is beautiful," I say.
All right, and sort of the door creaks slowly open, and wild golden eyes look at you from beyond it, and like sort of dirty, like flecky skin that's gray that you can see from the door crack, and it says, Did Arthur send you?"
I look at him and say, "No."
"Then from which realms are you from?"
Do you mean I'm trying to talk between laughing, laugh fits, and I'm like, "Do you mean Archie? Are you Archie Shroom Dealer?" And I start laughing again.
I don't know an Archie. I see that you've met some of my finest specimens there.
I'm gonna. What are the nature of these mushrooms? I must know what species they are and what their properties are.
This guy, am I right?
All
With his
right, and
mushrooms.
with your affable like conversation, he steps out. Again, he's just someone who wears pants and has no other clothes. He's got a gray just like overgrown gray hair. He looks like he's been, down here for ages and has not seen sunlight. He's a man. He's hunched over. He comes out with his long hair and his big gray beard, and he says, "Yes, these are all my friends. Friends, provide a welcome to Dasmar Elderstag." You said your name, right?
Yep.
Yeah. To Dasmar Elderstag and his entourage. Give him a warm welcome. The mushrooms just don't respond in any way, but he seems to look at them like they're people, and his glowing gold eyes.
This guy is a loony.
May I ask your name, friend?
I am Pelvinar,
Elvinar.
lord of this here mushroom kingdom.
Ah, Mushroom Kingdom. I have encountered many mushrooms in the wilds, but I've never seen these types. Are they of poisonous nature?
He sort of looks almost like in a sort of a nerdy about to correct you way. Poison is a matter of perspective.
I shake my head kind of knowingly and I say, yes, that is very true. Some mushrooms I have encountered may provide you with an altered sense of what reality really is.
Yes.
I'm laughing, but I'm also annoyed.
Yes. Many close-minded who are shunned from the mushroom kingdom think of such things as death as something to be avoided. But we here know that it is a hastening to the new gates of a new realm of existence. We are but vehicles to help these fine beings, my subjects, to reach the realms beyond realms.
Can we have this conversation later? I am really could use the cure. Do you have a cure to these mushrooms?
My dear friend Dasmar, my temperament as king of the Mushroom Kingdom is a patient one. However, I must admit your squire is annoying me. Can you silence him, please?
It seems that he has inhaled some of the spores from some of your mushrooms, and they have evoked this tendency to laugh in him.
Well, kindly ask him to refrain from assaulting my subjects, perhaps across the bridge.
I'll say. So then, am I to say that these mushrooms are not, perhaps, for picking? A few samples would not be tolerated.
Oh, you speak of trade. The existence of my subjects is not one like you and I have come to know, where we celebrate our autonomy and anger should someone take such from us. The real realm beyond realms will embrace the true nature of their form, and all will swim in a cloud of pleasure. So, yes, for acceptable offering, you may obtain some of my subjects for your own personal mortal use.
Let's
So-
see. What do I have?
At
I got
this
10
point,
gold.
while you guys are talking here, I'm starting to freak out because I have again inhaled a poison from a mushroom that's made me laugh uncontrollably. And my brain has convinced me that the only way to cure the mushroom is to breathe in some other mushroom fumes. So I am starting to frantically step on mushrooms around me to try to
Right.
create.
You stumble through the mushrooms and smell another mushroom. You have a choice between two other mushrooms than the one that you've inhaled. Okay. There is one that is sort of very brown and dense, like almost like a chocolate look to it. And there is one that is sort of red and looks like has like an interesting swirl of colors upon it. And it glows somewhat.
Okay, because I don't know, I'm gonna roll a d4, and 1 and 2 is the brown mushroom, and 3 and 4 is the colorful mushroom. Here we go. What the heck? 1. So what did I say? Brown mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I step on the brown mushroom in hopes that it's gonna create some sort of like gas that I can breathe.
New particulate fills the air that you breathe in intentionally. And well, it reminds you that you're quite hungry, and you think of all the baked goods that you could be eating, and find yourself oddly desirous to eat the brown mushroom.
All right. Like
But
there's
you're,
other
you're,
brown
you're
mushrooms.
no longer ticklish anymore. There's other brown mushrooms around, plentiful brown mushrooms.
Okay, but I'm not ticklish. Like the tickling is cured.
Yes, the tickling's cured
Okay.
for now.
I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Oh, I feel better. Is anybody else hungry? Oh man, those brown mushrooms, they look good.
Please,
How much for some of those?
please control your squire while the lords discuss trade.
I turn to Flea and I say, Flea, I need to get some of these mushrooms as a sample. Please try not to destroy any more of them. Then I turn back to Pelvinar and then I say, I will offer you 3 gold pieces. 1 gold piece for 3 of the brown mushrooms, 1 gold piece for 3 of the colorful swirling mushrooms, and 1 gold piece for 3 of the laughing mushrooms. Do you accept my offer?
I regret to inform you that we have no use for gold in the Mushroom Kingdom. Do you have something else for trade? Perhaps some journeys of your own? Do you have your own subjects?
Subjects? Oh yeah, I have a dried mushrooms.
I just would point out that the only other Mushroom Kingdom I've ever played in has lots of gold coins everywhere. But whatever.
This guy doesn't like gold coins. Okay.
Can I while he's trading try to steal a mushroom?
Yes.
From
the ground.
You need to make
from the ground.
We need a sleight of hand check. So you don't want him to see you take a mushroom.
That's right.
Which mushroom are you going for? A brown
mushroom?
Brown mushroom, a green mushroom, or a red mushroom?
No, the one that wants to be eaten. The brown one.
Okay, brown mushroom.
Yeah. So here we go. So this is sleight of hand. I'm trying to steal a brown mushroom. 7 + 5, 12.
Okay. Let me roll. Okay. You successfully pluck a brown chocolatey mushroom from the ground, and Pelvinar seems fixed with Dasmer, so you know he didn't see you.
Okay, so I have now we had talked about I had these dried mushrooms, but I don't know if I put in my inventory like I didn't write in how many I had.
Yeah, well, we don't have to get into specifics. It's not that much of a simulation. Okay. So you have a bag of mushrooms in your bag?
Yeah, we'll say dried mushrooms, and so then I pull out this sack that has a couple of these dried mushrooms in it, and I look at them, kind of, and look back at him, and look at the mushrooms around, and then I hold up the bag and I say, "These are samples of the Angandri filosi. Consumption of this mushroom will open your mind to other realms. I will trade you 1 of these for the samples I have requested, as these are very rare and may alter the course of your life if you have one." They're very they're almost like a mystical thing to me, a magic. So I don't want to give up too many of them.
King Pelvenar is humbled by your generous offer. Too good is this subject for my mere serfs. Allow me to trade something more royal and befitting such a subject with one of my own revered subjects.
I look
Now,
interested.
what you've seen here before you, for the most part, is bagelwort, which is tasty, and fenticle, which makes you have some laughter. And the red one is the elf fart, as it's known.
Yeah.
But here in my pouch, and he opens up his pouch, and he's like, I have throat grip and jizmataz. Now, the throat grip hastens the journey beyond the doors to any living creature that ingests it. I killed Crofton. He's laughing so hard right now. And the jizmataz, well, if you wish to take a journey to worlds you have yet to see, jizmataz is the subject for you.
Oh. I nod, and I'm definitely interested. This is a most fitting trade.
What shall it be, throat grip or jizmataz? Unless you wish to trade more than one subject, I would happily take two of, what did you call your subjects?
Angandre Filosi.
I'd take two of your Angandre Filosis.
For two of my...
For one each of a throat grip and a jizmataz.
I will trade you two... two of my Angandre Filosi for one of each of your mushrooms, but I would also like samples of your more common mushrooms as well.
I turn to Prince Gasgar and say, I bet you didn't think your escape plan was going to involve mushroom shopping.
Bartering.
His energy level is he's dwindling and leaning. He's almost like drunk level at this point, and you just get a from him.
Hey, have this mushroom.
So for the trade, he says, allow me to meet with my council. Just a moment, please. And he turns around and he leans towards the mushrooms and he goes, and he's consulting with the mushrooms.
Ash, I don't think this guy's operating with a full deck.
He listens to the mushrooms, then he turns to you and he says, Dasmer, you have struck a bargain. Let us trade subjects and enrich both of our kingdoms.
Very good.
I look forward to the cross-pollination of your mushrooms with the breeds of my own.
All right, so then I feel like I need to update my...
All right, so
where do you write in actual stuff?
Yeah, so they're on your character sheet. If you go to notes, that's kind of a great place to type in your stuff. You may want to get a Word document open or a Google Doc if you just want to write stuff.
Sure, that's...
These things I'm about to give you don't exist in any official rule set. So I'm going to fire it off. I think in Discord might be the easiest way. You can just copy paste it.
Sure.
Yeah. There you go.
Tasty and brown.
So you get a bagelwort, which is a tasty and brown mushroom you can eat, just delicious. Fenticle, it's green, gives you ticklish feelings that make you laugh for 10 minutes. You have an elf fart, which is red and stinky when broken open. And then you've got, from the secret stash, you got a throat grip, which just causes someone's throat to collapse and kills them. Okay. And then you have a jizmataz, which is a hallucinogen.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and we'll say, because we didn't really but I feel like this is part of my character's backstory. They had this experience with the Angandre Filosi. We'll say I had 5 of those dried Angandre Filosi, and just so that, I get a sense.
I'm just going to say you have a pouch of them. We don't have to...
We don't have to get... Okay, that's fine. Okay,
you got kind of this fun pouch.
I want to have a few of them, but I don't want to be without it, so I give it... Yeah.
Yeah. You've got plenty of stash left, for sure.
Okay.
And just make sure to note that down somewhere too, that you have a pouch, because I might forget you have stuff like that. So it's good to know. Okay, and they're how you communicate with. I know not all has been revealed, but they're your doorway to another being, basically, right? So.
Okay, so
you called
I
it
shake
the all being, right?
The all mind, the door to the all mind.
All right, Pelvinar looks very happy, and he sort of takes the sorry, say the name again. The
Angandri Filosi.
I gotta remember that. I gotta do some
I'll send you
Angandri
Filosi.
Filosi. He takes them and he like tucks them in amongst the mushrooms of his kingdom and looks on them with pride and is sort of like, you don't hear any voices. He's not saying anything, but his head motions as if though he's in conversation with his kingdom.
Okay, and I'll just say to him, like, if you are able to grow a bloom of these mushrooms, I will just warn you not to consume too many at one time. That's it. And okay.
Sorry. Now I step.
The king does what his subjects bid. The moniker of king is but a farce. I lead, but they lead me.
I step in and I say, I'm Dasmer's noble squire here. I just wanted to check in on something. I see you're kind of done your little mushroom business. I'm just wondering, do you know the most expedient way to the surface from here?
The surface? Ooh. He looks around at all the mushrooms. Ooh. The squire asks about the surface.
It's me.
What shall we tell him? Long ago, I came from the surface before I became ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom. And the way is fraught with perils and danger. First, there is the great Arthur. He is a hunter of renowned skill, and he makes it difficult for us to exist peacefully. We war constantly with Arthur. And finally, should you pass Arthur down the river of shit, you will find he whose name shall not be spoken. And only if you vanquish him will you find your way to a surface, if it even still exists anymore.
So there's not just like some easy way up, left, or like a ladder somewhere? No.
Up.
We gotta.
Up is just another way down.
Okay. Well, great chat. Dasmer.
I'm gonna. Well, and then I say, what's his name? Sorry, I closed my window here to write down all my mushroom notes. Pelvinar, do you think this would be acceptable for us to make camp here for a time so that we may rest and recover some of our strength?
Oh, it's delightful. We have not had guests in some time. One moment, and he looks towards the mushrooms in his kingdom. He seems to be taking petitions from all concerned nobility. And then he turns and says, "The Mushroom Kingdom would be delighted to entertain such esteemed guests as Dasmar Elderstag and his charge." Welcome.
I bow to him. And I say, "Thank you for accepting us."
What has happened to my life?
And then I say, "Prince Gasgar, I believe we're going to rest here for some time so that we may recover our strength. Flea, I think we need to rest."
You know what?
And I could not think of a more beautiful place to do it.
Have you tried the red ones?
All right, so you gonna set up camp down here?
Long rest. Yeah,
all right. Well, hang on. It's not that simple.
Well, okay. Yeah.
So let's move your guys into like a safer area. Prince Gasgar just moves in. As he gets closer, he just collapses on the ground. His body racked with sickness. He just collapses on the ground. And Pelvinar takes notice and says, "That your subject, Dasmer, is ill. I have remedies."
I'm like, "Oh, those would be most appreciated."
Yes, yes, yes. And he starts stepping through the different little mushroom places, picking little subjects and putting them into a bowl. And he gets I don't remember which one's the mortar and the pestle, but I think the pestle's the breaking one. He has like a little mortar pestle, like made of wood. He spits in it to make like liquid in it. And then he grinds up it into like the mushroom into like a paste. And he offers it to you. He says, "Please place this in your subject's mouth. Make sure he swallows."
Okay, I take it and put it in Prince Gaskar's mouth.
All right, you take it and you
Drink.
feed it.
Eat this, Prince Gasmar.
He's unconscious.
Okay, he's out.
From
Oh yeah.
So it's sort of the paste sort of sticks in his mouth. You're gonna need to like pour something in, I think, to help him to drink it.
Do I have a water skin, dude? I feel like is that included in your kind of like traveling stuff? Water skin.
Yeah, and your rations. Yeah, and your
Rations. Okay. Yeah. So I kind of take my water skin and I do have a water skin. Okay, and then I pour some of the water in his mouth, help him wash it down.
Help him to wash it down. And as soon as you start doing that, he begins like trembling a little bit and sweating profusely.
And then I look at Flea and I say, "Good, good. He's working out the poison."
Okay. And as for yourselves,
I'll take your word for it, buddy.
As for yourselves, when you're setting up camp, like a long rest is 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep, meaning if you get attacked or ambushed, that interrupts it, you don't get it. Okay. So generally, you have to like keep a watch sometimes, which means your rest is going to be more in the 12-hour range to ensure people, or depending on how many party members you have, you only kind of have 2 because Prince Gasgar is not going to be doing watch. You also have Pelvinar, who you can ask to keep watch over. Or you could just chance it and not do any watch to get the 8 hours. But it's not as easy as just resting. We got to figure out what your tactics are in a cave.
Well, I turned to Pelvinar and say, "Pelvinar, we're quite tired from battling rats and helping our charge Prince Gasgar along. If we were to sleep, would you be awake to watch over us, or should we set a watch and take turns between Flea and I?" Now that you've spoken of this Arthur.
Pelvinar looks and he says, "Rest assured, my royal guard protects this kingdom. Arthur and he who shall not be named have no purchase in this kingdom."
Arthur and Voldemort.
as well as
in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Now, old Benjamin, he may pay a visit, but we have a long-standing feud, and don't trouble yourselves. As my guests, you will be safe amongst within the walls of my kingdom.
All right. Well, that's good enough for me.
All right, Tilton.
So let me get this straight. You're comfortable with his mushrooms watching us while we sleep? Is that it? Because no offense, they don't seem like the best guards.
I unroll my bedroll and lie down, and I say, "Well, by all means, Flea, if you would like to stay up, have the first watch, you could wake me in a number of hours, and I'll switch with you if it would make you more comfortable."
I'm really tired. Whatever. Let's trust the mushroom guy. I'll have a snooze with you. So we embark upon a long rest, trusting the mushroom dude to protect us.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going to click the long rest button until you tell us.
Go ahead and click the long rest button. I'm going to make a roll, though. Okay.
So, like, for me, it does nothing because I don't have anything.
But it's also like, I burned my 2 spell slots, so.
Right. Okay.
Because it's our only heals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it says, confirm 1, 2, 3, take long rest. Did you click it?
Yeah, you click it. It'll just put your health, but it just, to me, it unblocked my spell slots, whatever.
I thought I was waiting for Bo to tell us if we were successful or not.
I'm sure he's going to tell us we're going to get murdered by something.
Nope. So you successfully have your long rest, and after the period of you guys get a full 8 hours, Dasmer, you find the rest. This is like Club Med. This is a great place to rest. You slept peacefully, soundly, and were not interrupted. Tilton, you did benefit from a long rest, but this place reeks of shit. There's shit water everywhere. There's mushrooms all over the place. You were definitely woke yourself up giggling a couple of times in the middle of the night. And whenever you looked over for respite, it was either Dasmer with a smile on his face or Prince Gasgar von Brazen sweating and looking like death itself, providing no reassurance. And you heard the muttering of Pelvinar as he walked among the mushrooms, going like, "Ooh, babe." But
sounds great.
Apart from that,
This crazy dude talking.
apart from that, it was a wonderful rest. And
right.
with that, I think we're not gonna, because we're at time. We're at 7 p.m.
Yeah,
now.
that's
We're at
probably a
time.
good time.
There's no real time to embark on any new phase of
God
the
damn it!
cave.
So I had to sit through like mushroom talk for like the last half hour, and I'm like,
That's
just
Look,
it.
we're trying not to be murder hobos in this go through.
That's D&D, baby. Then maybe we won't wait a month or 5 weeks for the next one. Maybe we'll play in 2 weeks if you guys are up for it. You know, we can get it together again quicker and see. There's new intrigue. In episode 0, all you were doing was going to kill like some rats, and now you have the Prince of fucking Red Skull, one of the princes.
We got the prince.
Claiming
Then we
to be
went
the
mushroom
prince.
shopping with him.
Yeah, and well, you know. It's not just
You
about
might
your
want some of
character.
these,
It's about other characters like having interesting things.
And you might want to get your hands on
There
that.
just happened to be a
throat
mushroom vendor down there. Like, it wasn't planned. Red Skull is a city that exists on its own. You know, like it's just just how it happened. Don't worry. Maybe he who shall not be named will be an interesting thing.
Well, this whole this map looks super cool. Just looking around, I'm like, whoa, some things to explore around.
It's fun that it gets to animate and have pretty cool vibes.
Oh, it looks awesome. Yeah, it's super cool.
And the light, I like the way they do lighting on these VTTs, where it won't, like, I can see the whole map, but you guys can't. You're only limited.
Yeah. No,
awesome.
it does look cool. Like that.
That's pretty fun.
I mean, yeah, this is great. We have the prince we're escorting. It's a good time.
All right, so I'm gonna do the goodbyes and play a bit of music, and then we'll call it good. So if we can just do the outro real quick. Chat room, thank you very much for watching. If you're watching on, we stream it live on Twitch. Usually it's going to be Sundays around 4 p.m. monthly. That's the sort of plan, but you never know when one might pop up, so follow me there. Also on YouTube, Bo Schwartz is where we're hosting the videos. If you're watching the VOD, thank you. If you're tuned in live, thank you. I will be putting up an audio feed soon, maybe even tomorrow or within this week, so that audio listeners who want to enjoy it while they're at work are doing that thing. So details on that to come. And follow on Twitter if you or x.com, whatever, if you want to be notified when it goes live. That's about it. So any final words, any goodbyes for our listeners, Mike or Crofton, before we let them go?
Looking forward to the next time. It was fun.
All right, yeah, it was a great time. It was hilarious. A lot of laughs.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to bring up the music and say goodbye, and we'll see you on episode 2 real soon, okay? Ciao. All right. Hello. That's it. Show's over. Excellent, guys. That's one in the can now. So
Yeah,
it
no,
took some time to set up, but that was a great time. We're still live, by the way. I was just doing, but yeah, we can say our goodbyes now.
Yeah. That's fun.
Sorry for taking so long setting up.
Shit happens. The camera got killed.
I looked at the time of the stream, and it was like we only did like a 2-hour session. I'd say
still
only,
plenty.
but like,
still, whatever. It's still plenty, and next time will be longer.
Yeah,
or whatever. Yeah. I wouldn't worry about it.
No, I'll get a new camera.
It's been a long day for me. I've been like prepping like map because I've been map mapping since like noon and doing stuff. So
but it looks like you've got
like 7 hours in today.
You're ahead a bit now, right? So it's like you've got there's content for us to explore in other shows.
Yeah. It's kind of sort of how it works. Is you just put a bit of time in, lay some track down, and get going.
It
but
take us 4 hours to get through it.
I was definitely like, I got to make these maps. So like at noon I got started, and so I've already been working on it for 4 hours before we even. Yeah. So I'm good. I gotta play some Pal World now, I think. But that was fun, man. I had a lot of laughs. It's I just liked. I liked Asmer's like straight man approach, foiling your like I'm super special, want to do cool stuff, and lie and deceive people. He's just like. Like there's this antagonism that's there but not intentional. It's like,
an honest one. I feel
good.
like my character is just like a good honest person who
I like the
nature.
dynamic you guys are delivering in great ways. And like remember the first episode, Crofton, we had a whole hour just with you and like your backstory. So today it's we had a little more focused time on the mushroom thing, but
no,
it's turns and roundabouts, right? So that's how it goes.
Absolutely. It's just for me, I guess the moment was then I was like, okay, I'll get through this mushroom thing and then there'll be something else. But then when there wasn't anything else and it was the end, I'm like, oh no.
There's always like constant, there's also constant cliffhangers when you're doing 2 to 3. Like we did 3 hours on There'll Be Dungeons, but even with 4, remember when we would play, we'd play for like all night, like 6 to 8 hours, so you don't end up getting as much as you think you're going to get done in a session. It always feels like never enough. But at the same time, I'm usually tired because the dynamic of being live. Like you're performing, so you're trying to like. When we're just hanging out, we're sloppy bitches, right? It's just like we're just playing. Who cares? But like, I'm a little bit trying to make sure that is the stream still good? What's going on over there?
For sure.
And, like, are you entertained? And is the map working? And all this shit. So, but
there's a lot. Yeah, no, I get it.
I'll definitely post the VOD. Like, there's the live stream that's already up and it'll be available for people. But I'll post a VOD on the YouTube, and then I'm gonna work this week to get the audio out. But if you want to see like the production and the map and stuff, you can kind of see it there too.
Yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, cool.
I do normally check. Like last time, I checked a day later and just saw how was how was my voice.
It's good. Although it's like, you should just be halfling. You're like a human, but you talk like this.
Yeah, I know, really.
I mean, like I'm a meek, scrawny human. Like I mean,
and that's fine. It's fine. It's just funny because I'm like, but it's just funny. It's fine. Do it.
It is funny how certain fantasy races are associated with certain accents or the way that they sound. Like dwarves are Scottish, It's
right.
Like if you heard a dwarf that spoke like someone from New Jersey, you'd be like, "What? That's not right. He's from Scotland, not Boston."
According to Baldur's Gate, Cockney Brits are goblins.
It's true. I mean, like, it's weird, but I mean, we all buy into those accents being that those are those characters, right? So, but yeah,
no,
it was funny because I was like, it would be like, okay, let's get this guy to the dungeon, but then I eat through these mushrooms. I'm like, this is my character. I can't pass up this opportunity to explore nature in this unknown realm.
I know.
It just kind of came to me. I was making a dungeon. I was like, oh wait, there'd be mushrooms and shit in this cave, right? Like the Grinner's Row's like the shittiest part of town, like, and it just kind of evolved from there. It's
nasty fungus. It's all life, decay in life. It's cool. Anyways, I wasn't expecting it. That's for sure.
I just do think it's funny that it's like we found the prince of the whole realm, and he's like, "I am under threat. Are you killing me? No. Will you save me? Okay, we have to escape right now." And then we go down. We're like, "Oh, we got to escape. Can we set up camp? No, we're trying to run away."
You got to think of like how rough this guy is. He emerged from a pile of shit, injured and vomiting. This guy's not going to be like, "Let's run through the caves to get out of here." He's like,
I know. It makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
so we
right.
got him to a safe spot and like let him and then hopefully we didn't
Just
poison him with this mushroom pelvinar.
just happens to be a mushroom shopping destination of
Well, it's
choice,
just a
you know?
safer area.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah, you're like, I'll trade you this mushroom for what color mushrooms do you
Let's try
have?
driving problems like mushroom bargaining.
I'm glad you had mushrooms because I'm like, this guy doesn't have any use for gold. That's fine.
Yeah,
That's how
no,
much
it
I
totally
do.
makes sense. But it was a
Yeah,
thing,
I wasn't
yeah.
sure
Like,
what you were
pretty
going to
much-
trade, so I'm glad you had mushrooms on hand. It was
Yeah,
perfect.
it was it was pretty much the only thing I would have, but it wouldn't make sense. All right, I'm gonna go eat some dinner, guys. But I'm looking forward.
Yeah,
to the
same.
next
I got a
episode.
turbo out, but nice breaking it down with you guys. And great. It was fun. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
super
Yeah,
fun.
and
Thank
great
you
job,
so much
both,
for doing
coming
it all,
together.
Bo.
Yeah, we'll see you guys soon. We'll chat on Slack.
See you soon.
All right. Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
cheers.
All right. Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, jeez. Typical Crofton breaking everything.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
sorry.
All right. Later. I'm gonna log out. Bye, guys. All right. Let's end this here and let's get my camera running. Sorry, guys. All right. Hey. Oh, it's me in high quality. Woo. All right. Thanks very much for hanging out. I'm also gonna take off as much as I would like to. Continue streaming and stuff, I have to eat as well and do some shit. But I'm really happy with how that went. I think, and yeah, I'm all set up for next time. I still have more lore and shit I want to dig into, but I think that went really well. I'm pretty proud of it, and looks like we're good. So, sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this up. I'm gonna post it up on YouTube, and I'll start letting people know it exists. I think some people still don't know that I'm doing this, but I've only done it twice in the past month, or month and a half. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out. Hans, again, a shout out to. We got someone, Hans, here, who Hans Sanitizer gifted 5 more subs during the stream. Got an ad-free viewing to Rallisaur. Got an ad-free viewing to Dashor and Sleepy Joe, Shep5158, and Oro321. So thank you so much, Hans Sanitizer, for gifting out those gift subs. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you to Spamwagon99000 for gifting out 5 subs earlier today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope it was fun to hang out, watch us play D&D. That's kind of why we're sharing it and doing it, because I know you guys like your D&D. All right, I think I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna run some ads, and see you guys later. All right. I don't know if I'll be online tomorrow. I got a lot to do. I have to get my core patron bonus episode for January freaking done, so I think that's gonna be priority numero uno. But this week, Infinite Wealth comes out, Enshrouded comes out. That looks awesome. I'm hooked on Pal World. There'll probably be, again, more BFD rating on Tuesday, I have to imagine. I'll probably be doing that. So you'll see me soon. All right? Peace out. Have a great Sunday night. Thanks for hanging out. Cheers. Bye.